Glenn Beck says USAID is a CIA front. It's why the rest of the world hates us. To that, I say, duh. No, duh. Of course, they're a front organization for the CIA. They use it to send money to other countries for us to go in and take over these other countries. It's why it's we took out Brazil's president, what's his name, Maduro, and or however you pronounce his name, and in other countries we go in and for regime change. This is how we get a lot of the how we get a lot of our funding into these countries. I mean, of course it's true, but I can't wait to see Glenn Beck's take on this. I haven't seen it yet, so we're gonna watch this. We're gonna check it out together. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get right into this. Here's the clip.
This administrative state has been the gatekeeper of information, deciding who gets to know what, both here, at home, and abroad. Does the president even know? So when Trump and Musk come knocking at the door, trying to peek behind the curtain, the reaction is swift and fierce. Because if they succeed, they'll manage to pull USAID's operations and put it right under direct control of the State Department. Or even worse, in the public eye, they'll be held accountable for things. We can't have that. It will expose decades of covert actions, questionable alliances, the dark side of U.S. foreign policy that has been hidden under the guise of aid. It's why the rest of the world hates us.
Yeah.
Think about some of the crazy things we've done in the name of foreign aid. We funneled money to warlords in Afghanistan. We gave money to the Taliban, money to Gaza to prop up Hamas. We've run guns to the Syrian group ISIS, propped up dictators in Latin America, even funded opposition groups in countries where we wanted regime change, all under the banner of freedom and democracy.
This is exactly what. Yep, he's going the same route that I've researched and studied. When it comes to USAID. This is what we use to fund our regime change. This is what we use to funnel money into these countries. We pretend like we go in to help develop these countries or give money for this and money for that. It's like the millions of dollars that went to the millions of dollars that went to the terrorists. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally, USAID funded terrorists. It's crazy. Like, how can this organization or department continue to run when we know they're funding terrorists?
Again, this is why everybody hates the American government. Her people see our influence as good and benevolent. And sometimes I think we are. Other times, America's anything but. So in exchange for our tax dollars, we've asked countries to change their laws, to accept abortion in places where the people are morally outraged.
Right.
We promote
the LGBTQ agenda, all of that stuff. We fund all of that through USAID. The woke stuff, all that stuff we send to other countries. We funnel it through USAID. Hey, if you go with this agenda, we'll give you some money. Hey, if you boot this person out of office, we'll give you some money. This is how they fund these things.
I think we are. Other times, America's anything but. So in exchange for our tax dollars, we've asked countries to change their laws, to accept abortion in places where the people are morally outraged. We promote transgenderism in their schools. We tell them that this is the enlightened way to go, otherwise they lose their aid. We force them to open their markets to multinational corporations that sometimes don't have their best interest at heart.
Right.
And We conduct military operations on their soil. You will do it our way. And yet you don't know anything about it. Most Americans have no idea because it's all wrapped up in the nice, shiny package of humanitarian assistance.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what happens if Doge succeeds. What happens if Musk and Trump manage to pry open the lid to this operation? Well, for once, the bureaucrats lose control of one of their many hiding places.
Mm-hmm.
The intelligence community loses one of its more useful tools.
Why do you think they're fighting it so much? Why do you think Schumer and them are out there on the steps yelling and shouting and crying and saying, hey, how dare you go in and stop the funding of USAID, even though this is one of the organizations that gave money to EcoHealth to help create the Wuhan virus? You know, how dare you come in and try to rid our government of corruption? The audacity of these people to come in and argue with the American people and tell us that, hey, we need to take your tax dollars and send all your tax dollars to other countries, and then we have to borrow more money to pay out our debt and stuff like that, accruing even more debt. Like, these people are ridiculous, and I don't understand how anyone can sit and listen to these idiots in government telling us the deep state is a good thing. Sending your taxpayer money overseas is a good thing, while Americans sit here struggling. Like, how dare these people?
Lid to this operation. Well, for once, the bureaucrats lose control of one of their many hiding places. The intelligence community loses one of its more useful tools. And the American people might finally get to see just how much of their hard-earned money has been used not to build schools or feed the hungry, but to manipulate foreign governments and maintain our empire of influence. And here's the kicker. This isn't about just the past, it is about the future. Because if Musk and Trump can break through this wall, it sets a precedent. It says no part of the government is beyond scrutiny of our elected officials. And that terrifies people who've been running the show. So what do we take away? One.
Hold on. But not just scrutiny by the our elected officials, but scrutiny from the American public. He's shining a light on this corruption that's going on within our own government. The people that are charged with protecting our country are the same people that are selling us out. The same people that are taking our tax dollars and sticking it in their own pockets. Trump and Musk are shining a light on all of these things. This is why the deep state is so afraid and so upset right now.
Pay attention. Stories like these are not bureaucratic squabbles. This is the battlefront. This is the battle line right there that will decide who actually runs the country. We're going to see more on this, and the intelligence agencies are not going to like it.
Yep.
So one thing I would take away from this is don't take any news story at face value for a while. There are many hiding places, and those who receive and use dark money for black ops are going to fight back.
Mm-hmm.
Second,
we're seeing it already.
Questions. Continue to ask questions. Why does USAID have classified systems that other government officials can't access?
Mm-hmm.
Why is there so much resistance in an aid organization to transparency?
Mm-hmm.
And third, remember the people that are screaming the loudest about protecting democracy are often the ones most afraid of the people actually seeing how the sausage gets made.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't about USAID, Doge, or even Trump and Musk. It's about whether you have the right to know what our government is doing with your money.
Right.
Stay curious, America.
I love it. That was a great take. Similar to my take. We can't trust these entities. This is why Trump and Musk is going in and busting this crap up. Similar to how they went in and busted up the monopolies. We need to go in and bust up government and get rid of this corruption. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.